Hello everybody, my name is Donna Asher. I'm the Associate Vice Chancellor for Business Services. I'm very glad to be talking to you today about a major initiative within the UNT system. The Business Service Center is one component of the Shared Services Initiative. The BSC was created in September 2011 to deliver business services to our member institutions, the University of North Texas, the University of North Texas Health Science Center, University of North Texas at Dallas, and the UNT System Administration. We're very pleased to be able to support these institutions. Our mission is to support our member institutions by efficiently providing quality, cost-effective services that are valued by our customers. We see our vision as efficiently delivering exceptional service and solutions in a rewarding environment. We believe that in order for us to achieve these, we have to have a core set of values or beliefs, and these include integrity, innovation, inclusiveness, individual growth, initiative, and an inspiring and engaging environment.
The BSC has accomplished so much in the last few months, especially in the areas of process improvement. We're going to formalize the process improvement program here at the BSC. It will include training. We will learn how to implement new projects, and we'll learn how to track our programs and projects all the way through completion. In addition, we are going to put a recognition program in place. Continuous process improvement is not finite in nature. In fact, it's continuous. We'll become more efficient, effective, and realize that our services are value added. We're ultimately going to create a culture where process improvement, ideas, and implementation become the norm.
Approximately 900 cardholders throughout all 4 campuses. There's about 8 new applications every week.
The formerly complicated application and delivery process has been greatly streamlined. With a few clicks of the mouse, and by filling in a few fields in an electronic form, purchasers can be well on their way to acquiring a UNT system PCard.
Now all they have to do is go on the website, get the form, complete it, email it to the administrators, and the card is ordered with their department mailing address, and it's mailed directly to them. And they notify the administrators when they have their card in hand. So it's a much quicker, simpler process. When the PCard administrator orders the card, it's ordered with a $1 limit. And when the cardholder receives the card, they notify the administrators they have the card, they've been through training, their reconciler has been through training, and their approver has been through training. And once all those are met, then the administrator will load the correct limits for that cardholder.
And this process, I guess, is much more simpler, user-friendly than in the prior where we had to figure out how the card was stored, the times that they would come pick it up.
Yeah, it was just more time consuming on everybody, the cardholder and the administrator. And this way it's just much simpler, user-friendly, and we're still in compliance.
Because of the waiting period vendors were encountering when signing up for electronic funds transfer, the UNT System Business Service Center began researching eliminating what is known as the prenote authorization for direct deposit.
For EFT, it didn't take but a second to get it into the system and be ready to go. But there was a waiting period that would involve a prenote, a communication between our bank and the vendor's bank, and then a 10 waiting day period afterwards. So a vendor was still looking at almost a month out before they would get reimbursement in a direct deposit. After a little bit of history with our EFT for employees, the decision was made to, well, let's take this out to our outside vendors. And that's when we basically kind of did our due diligence to see what some of the other universities were doing, what kind of processes they were doing. And we've now put it into place.
In addition to an increase in vendors participating in direct deposit, current vendors have expressed their appreciation for the elimination of the prenote process under the new system.
Someone we make a lot of payments to was so excited, and it's just getting out there, reaching out to them and saying, hi, this is available, would you like it? And they're going to say yes.
Formerly, the process for calculating an employee's hourly wage was a complicated procedure. Multiple variables were necessary to factor in, including the wage for the position and what month and day the employee began or ended employment. With different months having different amounts of days, a particular employee's hourly wage changed monthly, causing timekeepers at the institutions and the employees themselves to constantly calculate and recalculate wages. Effective May 1st, the Business Service Center payroll team implemented what has become known as the 2080 rule.
Today I'm going to talk to you about annualizing salary using the 2080 rule. The 2080 rule is an hourly rate based on 40 hours worked per week for 52 weeks per year. What it really means is that the employee will have the same rate of pay each month. And if you're calculating pay, you don't have to know how many hours worked in a month. Something else that's great about the rule is the dock rate will always be the same. And lump sum payments will be calculated easier.
Whenever we hire an employee in the middle of the month, instead of having to pull out the old chart, which I kept here in my drawer, you can see it's close to the top, and having to figure out which day the person started on, what are the business days that that person worked, what then is the percentage of time, and adding it all up, I can easily do the 2080 calculation for that month and add it to the remainder whole months that the person's going to be working in the year.
Previously, when we calculated the hourly rate of pay, we had to use the number of working days in each month. As you can see in the example, the employee's hourly rate changed from month to month. But now, with the 2080 rule, the employee's hourly rate will always be the same.
People didn't understand why they were being paid out in the manner that they were, and this is very clear cut. It's a simple mathematical rule.
One of the biggest things we do this, or moving it to the departments to do this, is because they're already in contact with the vendor.
Direct contact between departments at UNT system institutions and vendors is just one aspect of improving the vendor setup process, redesigned this year by the Business Service Center accounting team. Formerly, University of North Texas and the Health Science Center used different methods for establishing a new vendor. It was through developing a common process that brought about several improvements.
At UNT, we utilized the ePro suggested vendor report. At HSC, most of the time those were sent directly to the person that dealt with entity vendor, and they would set them up by email.
Two of the most major improvements in combining and standardizing the institution's processes were providing the BSC with the vendor's tax identification number and also submitting new vendor information electronically.
They provide us on an e-form, and they can do this prior to their requisition, and it has eliminated a lot of calling, kind of backtracking, reworking, because we can set it up at that point in time. I know that I have gotten a lot of positive feedback from campus users, simply because of the fact that I am getting that information up front. I'm able to complete that vendor setup and get it right back to them. And I mean, comments come back that, you know, wow, it's fast, and oh, this is really working.
The UNT System Business Service Center is taking it online in order to streamline the processing and paperwork of new employees, giving employees the opportunity to hit the ground running on the first day of their new job.
We looked at several different products. We, went out and looked at what other people were doing and came up with what we thought would be the best approach for the BSC and for our member institutions.
We were able to use the tools we have with our EIS system. So we were able to build on the people tools and the delivered self-service functionality and put that into onboarding.
The overall goal is to have them day one ready. So their first day when they get here, they're fully functional, up and ready to run, and they don't have to spend 2 weeks taking care of paperwork, trying to get access to systems, trying to get email and things like that.
Oh, I think it will endure. In fact, I'm sure we'll keep enhancing it along the way. And what's interesting is that admissions wanted something similar to onboard students, and so they're going to use what we've done and build on that to go on the student side.
That's how ideas bloom. You see something and you start thinking, I can use that for this. Wow, we could use that for this. And so you look at the big picture and think of all the money that that just her product is going to save the institutions because they can just build on what she's already done. And that's huge.
We established a commitment to continuous process improvements when we implemented the Business Service Center. We knew that through process redesign and standardization, we would not only improve our efficiency, but increase our service to our customers and provide a cost savings in our organization and throughout the UNT system. A stake was placed in the ground at the end of May when we stopped to measure our progress. I thank the employees of the Business Service Center and our partners in IT Shared Services. Through your great work, we were able to estimate that over $500,000 will be saved in the next year in indirect and direct costs. I know that we have only scratched the surface and look forward to our opportunities in the future. I ask that you join me in taking up the stake and sprinting until the end of the fiscal year. And then let's continue this marathon to build an organization that is a model for operations in higher education. Congratulations on your success, and let's keep moving forward.
It takes all of this, and it takes all of us to be what we need to be for the UNT system. We've had a lot of good things going on when the services were deployed at the institutions. But you know what? Being good is not good enough. We don't want to stop until our good is better and our better is best. Because at that time, we know we are serving our member institutions well. Shared services, shared success. We are the BSC.